good coach like him, and then boom, you have a winning formula.
And I think that's one of the things that we talk about Heen a lot. He's that kind of international figure. AU, I feel, is an underrated member of that team as well. Obviously, he was on the original roster of TNC 4 years ago, slipped in and out of the roster, went to Fnatic for a little bit, came back again, and he's learned a lot in his travels, and I feel like he has stepped up as that kind of drafter, in-game leader that complements Cuckoo, because Cuckoo is also an in-game shot caller. He plays that kind of active off-laner now just to make sure that his calls are heard and people follow them. But early game and laning stage, AU definitely has picked up his game with the captaincy and the leading of the squad. So to go along that analytical side that Heen brings. Looking at the draft, though, the bans quickly. Nyx, Ember, Rubik, Morphling, Enigma, Sven, Spiritbreaker, Lifestealer all removed from the pool. Ninjas in Pajamas opting to go for their Sand King opener for 3-3. Can still be position 4, but that's very likely their pos 3 on the SK. And I think it's like 5 out of their last 10 games, they've picked Abaddon first phase for Peter as well. So this is a comfort hero for him. They know they're going to be able to sustain at least one of their lanes just with the Abaddon pick, no matter what the core will be.
It's a very PPD-like pick, right? Back when the TI5, the height of PPD, you had PPD playing, I think it was Trent, right? Trent was the PPD hero with the lead sheet build that he patented himself. And he does like playing those sacrificial healers in lane. I think he plays them particularly well. He knows how to really push the line between the feed and he's still being impactful. Not to the degree of someone like Pilot Dive, for example, but definitely in still a very sacrificial role. And his shot calling makes it so that even if his impact in game is not the highest, which it tends to be, honestly, he still has that captain to role to fall back on, which is important. And the Abaddon is still very strong, right? It's a very strong pick in general.
Yeah, you've always got that sustain. Potentially, you consider Warlock as a replacement. Brings a very similar style of laning to the table, but it gives you that mid-game and late-game team fight through Fatal Bonds and Chaotic Offering. But Abaddon has that shield and Mist Coil, so you've got the Dispel, especially against the Bat Rider now, against an Oracle, that Lasso, the Sticky Napalm, or the Fortune's End can be dispelled off by shield, and you can heal through the Firefly. So now you're not fully limited in terms of carry picks, right? When you see a Bat Rider picked up by your opponents, immediately you start thinking Juggernaut, Phantom Lancer, Lifestealer, Slark, if that comes to mind as well.
Go crazy, Garrett.
I mentioned that hero. We've seen it a little bit here and there. And both it's coming to my next point. Both of these teams like playing Bristleback. Both of these teams have shown Bristleback. TNC one of the first. Gabby's POS 1 Bristleback, absolutely disgustingly powerful. They pick it up when they know that there is a limited amount of control. But NIP have also shown at this recent minor and before that 3-3's Bristleback is like a sight to behold. So I think that hero here could be something we look towards for either team.
Remaining.
I would love that, actually, the 3-3 Bristleback. When I first saw the performance of the minor, when the Abaddon was doing the double stacking, so he would stack 2 waves on top of each other, and the Bristleback would then clear them both with a bunch of mangoes, Skull Spray, and then an extra camp, and he'd be the most farmed hero on the map. They did that once, and then every team was like, "Nah, I know what you're doing, you sneaky Abaddon." But it was very impressive. They were the first to do that, to my knowledge, in the competitive scene. So it was nice that I saw the little strategy by NIP. The Bristle's still here, though. You might want to move the Sand King to the offlane role. I guess the versatility of the flex pick Sand King is important here as well. TNC themselves also going for the Earthshaker. Oh, the Night Stalker now for NIP. So not quite the Bristleback, but still having that early game presence, pretty strong laning at a certain point, which is the minute 5 specifically. Very versatile hero as well.
Have we seen any position 4 Night Stalker? I don't feel
recently,
like we have, right? So that for me is a 3-3 hero, through and through. I struggle to see Saxa playing this hero since the changes to Night Stalker. Doesn't really feel like a POS 4. So that means Sand King for Saxa, Abaddon for PPD, Night Stalker for 3-3. Now they need their positions 1 and 2, and they're fighting into this Wraith King, Earthshaker, Batrider, Oracle, saves, initiation, counter-initiation, a bit of vision from the Bat, and that tanky frontliner of Wraith King. Difficult to break through, so I feel like these kind of backline stabbers look towards the Embers, the Storms. I guess Ember Spirit is banned. But most certainly some kind of hero that can go with a Night Stalker and find kills on the Oracle, on the Bat or Earthshaker, who play from Fog, right? You look at the way TNC sets up fights, Wraith King's there showing on a lane. Earthshaker, Bat, Oracle are in the trees, in the fog, waiting to strike. So you need some kind of vision, some kind of way to Get yourself over those tree lines, over the terrain, just to try and lay into the back line. And Night Stalker does that very well. They've got one hero that does it. Now, a bit of follow-through.
Yeah, let's see what they pick up. I want to point out Night Stalker as well. One of the nice things I like about Night Stalker versus Earthshaker is that he's one of 2 heroes that can preemptively charge a silence, the other one being Ricky, where Earthshaker has a 0 cast point stun, right? So if he blinks in, there's no way you can stop it. There's no reflexes or whatever. You have to see him, right? And if you just charge the silence beforehand, you have a bit of a zone out spell where if he blinks in, he won't be able to use the Echo Slam on you because obviously he'll be immediately silenced. So that's a really nice way of stopping that potential initiation by the Earthshaker. Have a little bit more guarding when you go up into the high ground. Now we'll see if NIP goes for that backline hero, that mobility hero you were talking about, or
TNC
they pick up the carry perhaps. Okay, Lashrak, just a mid laner for now, consistent. We've seen how strong this hero is recently. Just good laner, offers a lot of things, push, team fight, a bit of stun as well, and obviously a lot of magical and physical damage. He's very, very versatile in that sense.
Yeah, and it pairs up real nicely with Sand King. So if you do have to shift it to the side lane, you've got Sand King Lesh as a very potent laning combo for sure. It clears skeletons, lots of magical nuke damage to deal with that Wraith King and potentially just keep going through into that second life of his. You do have that ability to cancel Blink Daggers as well, potentially, with Pulse Nova, with Lightning, onto the Earthshaker and Batrider if they grab them up.
True.
But I think you're right. It's just this all-round damage dealer. That's going to be their kill threat. The Sand King, Night Stalker, Lashrak, and with the Abaddon behind the Lesh, not too afraid of being jumped by the Bat or the Earthshaker, thanks to the saves that PPD will be bringing.
So what's the last pick you're looking for here for an IP? You're looking for a carry. That anti-mage, of course, with Wraith King, it's always a potential threat. Like also really good against the Oracle, being able to jump the lines. But what options do you have? If you still want someone that has mobility, I guess you could question the potential Weaver or Lycan, but Lycan very bad against Batrider, and Weaver's just not that great right now.
10 seconds remaining.
Troll's gone.
Yep.
Don't think it's a Meepo game against Earthshaker Bat Wraith King.
Remaining.
No, certainly not.
Sven is also banned, yeah.
Radiant team.
Yeah, limited options. TA, the final removal by NIP. So TNC's mid pool reduced a bit.
So I'm thinking of ace heroes, but a lot of the ace heroes are not particularly good in this draft, right? I mean, he's a pretty versatile core, but his comfort picks would not be... Any microing hero, essentially, which is what he loves to do. No, just no. There's an Earthshaker. And that might be the reason why they pick it as well.
It feels like they just need that solid jug hero, right? Oh, Lycan, okay. Nice. I mean, so they'll get some mana burn through the Necro units.
Who cares about the Batrider? That's ignore my comment. It's true. That is the most ace hero I can think of, to be honest. Back in the day, that was that and Meepo. Those were the 2 ace heroes. Dangerous against the Earthshaker, dangerous against the Batrider, in the sense that he gets quite crushed by the Echo Slam and potential just damage from the Batrider in lane. But you have the Abaddon to help you out, and this is what you were saying. It opens up your carry position, right?
Yeah. I think Lycan Abaddon, though, should be able to do well against Bat in lane. Normally, you'd think, double melee is fine, but with the HP regen Lycan gets and the saves and heals from Abaddon, I think they should be just fine and dandy. TNC with yet another tanky frontliner, so they very much are playing this, Gabby and Armel, go and push objectives. You are these boys on the map, you show, and then the other 3 will be playing from Fog in the tree line, looking for counter initiations. NIP much more straightforward. They look for kills, they look for pickoffs. Their game is the vision game, NIP. TNC more the counter initiation, set up around their own objectives, towers, Roshan, and take the counter initiative. They don't look and force things. They try and bounce back when NIP will very likely stretch out across the map to push towers with that Lycan and with that Lesh. Oh god, they can push quickly, hey?
Yeah, they do. They do very push very quickly.
Remaining.
Lane pushing and tower pushing is great for NIP. But going to TNC, I was going to mention that I like the simplicity of their draft, to be honest. Their comfort picks for a lot of these guys. Tim's Earthshaker, to me, one of the best in the world. Armel the Dragon has been playing it forever. Cuckoo was, Oracle on AU as well. It's hard to say if he's been playing this forever. It's just a very strong pick. And Gabby and Wraith King played it before it was cool. On top of that, they're easy to execute. Their laning stage is very solid for most of these heroes. It's hard to mess up early. And then you go into a pretty solid mid game where you don't need necessarily to win your lanes. You just have solid heroes with counter initiation. it doesn't have anything specific. This draft does, like, it doesn't dominate in the pushing area like NIP's.
Yeah.
But it's a draft that can beat almost anything if well executed, and doesn't have a huge barrier of execution, which is nice, honestly. In the first game of best of 3, I think this is the kind of draft you want to go for. If you are just kind of trying to suss out what your opponent is giving you, trying to see if this pushing draft is going to be strong, where NIP is trying to take this best of 3. I like it. I like TNC's draft.
Yeah, and TNC have a bit of wave clear. You know, Batrider, Earthshaker can manipulate or clear out creep waves or the pushes coming in from Ace on that Lycan, for example. But what they can also do is set up this side lane pushing strat where basically the Batrider, 20 minutes in, he'll have Boots of Travel and he can float from lane to lane. But they'll kind of have this DK pushing a tower with Oracle sat behind, kind of like we used to see with the Io Gyro or Io Tiny. And then in the other lane, you'll have the Wraith King with the Earthshaker sat behind. Something along those lines. So you have this pushing hero that's tanky and difficult to kill, the backup hero behind them, and then the Batrider that can TP in to cause that additional advantage to be there for TNC, which allows for maybe TPs to come through. So it's going to be a little worrisome for NIP how quickly TNC can bring numbers to these fights and objectives, as they smoke up early on already. Oopsie. Don't want to play the ad videos just yet. We'll leave them until after the game. Put on the overlay, though, is a good idea. 3-3 smoke got
This
popped.
is the quality production people expect from us.
Oh, absolutely.
Just what I've been waiting for.
Wait for the OBSing guys. You're gonna love this game.
OBSing.
Yeah, observing.
You can't say OBSing.
Yeah, it's not
30
my language,
seconds
Gareth.
to
I
battle.
can just play the I'm not English card and then just I'm sorry. Yo no entiendo inglés. Sorry. Lo siento.
Oh, I've missed that one.
What, the cooking?
Yeah, the European players.
the line.
European players don't use it.
It's true. It's very SEA line. Maybe because they keep playing against Boom ID, and in those matches, it's just
Oh, it gets
it's a
spammed.
beautiful line.
They get
Yeah,
spammed
yeah.
constantly. Bounty runes. What are we looking at?
The
Dire
battle
team
begins.
gonna grab up both bottom. Or is that Lycan gonna get there? No, he's not. Two
Ooh,
for
you
two.
gotta deny that.
Is what we're gonna get ourselves. No big surprises. Radiant Observer Ward over in the Dire jungle, watching that northern shrine, looking for the lane transition, see where people are heading early on. And one ward in towards mid. TNC observers, can you see any? Have they placed any yet? I think not. Oracle's holding
No, I
one.
can't. Right. I wish I could see the charges on their shop.
Yeah, same.
Please, Valve, add that. Yeah, I don't know. I can't see. I don't think so, unless they've been rewarded. But I don't, doesn't seem like they put any sentries. So. Okay. This is what you were talking about, though, in yesterday's game. Some teams like to save their rewards into the second room spot. Oh, that bottom, by the way. PPD seems to be in trouble. 3 heroes just pummeling him down, but he denies himself. This is what years of playing Abaddon allows you to do. Perfect denial.
He knows. He's already
knows.
in their heads. You've wasted your spells, you've cast all your mana, and you didn't even get the kill. Denied under their noses. So Saxa comes bottom, laning with 3-3. Abaddon has already shifted top to lane with Ace against the Batrider, so NIP get the 2 lane matchups they want, but they're going to move the Batrider bot now, TNC. They're going to play musical lanes for a little bit longer. Mid lane, Fata on the Lesh against Armel's Dragon Knight. 5-1 against the 3-1 in CS already. Well, Gabby Wraith King stays top. AU shifts up there. Oracle's going to back up his buddy. And now TNC have the lane matchups they wanted.
I think the lane matchups for TNC are much more destructive, potentially. Being able to cancel this Night Stalker early is quite important. And a Night Stalker doesn't... Oh, look at that. Beautiful fissure again. Thank God for the Sanctingham Burst. Right, Night Stalker has to find a way in the trees. 3-3 though, still chase. Cuckoo decides it's not a good idea to go under the tower. On the top lane, we're also seeing Ace just harassing AU out of the lane, but there's nothing much they can do unless the Wraith King wants to join in. And they're preparing their own team fight. Gabby brings one skeleton though. That's not it.
He's going to hit the wolves instead. Whack him. Nice deny, Gabby. Beautiful stuff under the tower. Go on, get another one, buddy. Oh.
This is the excitement of the early game with a Wraith King liking lane, right?
Hey,
oh my God, those denials.
I genuinely get excited when people have sick deny plays under tower. Bottom lane, 3-3. Really nice TP. The trouble is, Tim's here with that Fissure will cancel you out, and Cuckoo's damage. It's looking powerful. A photic shield from PPD will shut it all down, though, remove the sticky napalm charges.
Mid.
Cuckoo unable to finish it off as mid lane Armel drop. Rotation from Saxa into Fata's lane. That Lesh Sanking combo we were talking about in the draft.
Yeah. And this is one of the strengths, right, that NIP has right now. Being able to get that kill with Leshrac, whereas the DK brings little kill potential to the lane until he gets that level of Dragon Tail, if he does get it early. Which means you have the chance to kill Dragon Knight, especially before he gets those levels of Dragon Blood in, and that the harassment by Lesh is good. NIP, maybe another rotation, Night Stalker's joining in. It's during the daytime, but the damage might just be sufficient. Or maybe 3-3 is just changing lanes and he's just scaring them in the meantime. Yeah, that makes more sense.
They've put the Lycan bottom. They want him and the Abaddon to be against that Bat Rider at all times. Top lane, Sand King, Saxa, cutting through the trees. He's inside his Sandstorm. And no reveal here for TNC, as they are still yet to place their Observer Ward. It's 4 minutes in almost. Not a single Observer has been placed by this Dire squad. That's a little unusual. You know, Team Liquid, for example, we were talking about yesterday, they like to place that one Observer, keep the second one for kind of 7 minutes in or so, place it down for the bounty runes, for the shrines, to go and play aggressively in towards them. TNC just opting to hold all of their vision. They don't care. I think this comes down to like how solid their lanes are. Like, does Gabby care? He's big. Yeah, Ace is dead bottom. Cuckoo goes for the solo kill now, being chased by PPD. Tims has arrived though. Doesn't want to pop the shield too early on. Needs that block out with the Fisher. But like TNC don't care, Wraith King don't care, Dragon Knight don't care. If they get ganked, maybe they die. But the commitment from NIP is going to open up the entirety of the map for the rest of TNC.
I can see, to be fair, that this is what I was talking about in the draft, right? TNC has more consistent lanes, and pretty solid ones at that. You can get kills at them, but, like, for example, Sux is trying to do an AU in the top lane, finally desist. But it's not the easiest of endeavors. You have to commit quite a lot to that, and even then, your TPs might just be able to save your teammates. So the vision might not always be that important, but once you get your... Like, you get a bit of vision here, if you can tell, for the rotations. That's it, because later on you have a much more important vision control when you actually come online with your whole team. Tough play, by the way. Sax is finding the middle of Sandstorm, which puts the poor Wraith King in a pickle. Gabby, they try to get that kill, gets it before he dies, but 3-3 will finish off AU for staying a bit too long. It's finally nighttime. It's time for him to hunt, and the Void will come out to ensure AU does not get captured. Right.
Man, I was watching that from start to finish. 3-3 comes out of nowhere. Suddenly it's nighttime. Wraith King and Oracle thought they had the play. They got the bounty rune under the nose of that Sand King, I believe. Yeah, Gabby did grab one up. So they got that at least, but 3-3 cleaning up beautifully. As I do miss my first kill of the game. Cuckoo gonna drop to the tower though. The bottle charges. Ignore me, I'm wrong. Cuckoo stays alive through it all. Ace is turned around on now by AU and Tims. Man, that Bat Rider surviving. He even had a salve. He had a salve, he had bottle. Doesn't care about tower hits.
I like the choice of going for the bottle early, something that a lot of offlaners started to pick up with the new bounty runes and whatnot. It, especially for a Bat Rider that wants to play offensively, gives you so many more options, especially if he goes later for the trial boots as well. It's going to be a nice item to synergize with those. Or perhaps the Chinese Bat Rider build with the drums.
Oh, Gabby.
Up top, though, we're seeing Gabby. Yep. There's a stun, though, on the Sand King. Is this going to continue? 3-3. I mean, they're near a shrine. Yeah, it seems like a tall order. Let Gabby go. At least you're pushing him out of lane. So, overall, you're still getting the win.
Dragon Knight at 32 and 13 now. Starting to amass a lead over the Leshrac. Looking decent.
Not a big deal yet.
Looking decent for rest of NIP. Like, Sand King, I'm looking at Sax's CS. He's got 16 creep kills on a position 4 Sand King. Sharing the farm, sharing the load with the 3-3 Night Stalker. 22 and 6 on him. Check net worth in a couple of minutes as AU looks fine bottom. PPD and Fata just poking and prodding a little bit there.
I think that's appropriate, though. You want your Senki to get some, especially the early Blink Dagger if you're playing position 4. Feels weak otherwise. And Night Stalker is not so independent. Look at his build as well. Went for a medallion. Not particularly a build we see sometimes with Vanguard Basher, but rather more of a utility Night Stalker. The sharing of farm with this position 4 Sanking is something we don't see often. Well, as often nowadays, but back in the day it was the thing, you know, position 4 Sanking used to just farm jungle for a solid 10 minutes and get a Blink Dagger, then finally fight. And now with the new build where you don't actually max Burrow Strike, that Blink Dagger is even more important. Oh, up top though. 3-3 uses that first ultimate of the game. Gabby doesn't have a reincarnation, just finally got the point for it, but is he gonna... Yeah, he's gonna grab the reincarnation. Sacrifice on the level 1, reinforcements are here. Armel comes in, Dragon Tail in hand, and Sand King. Double stun, no need to actually chain them if you have the damage to kill him in time.
3-3 flaps his wings to try and create some distance between him and the rest of TNC.
Ooh,
Armel Dragon
really
Form
got over that
ending.
clip.
Yeah, Tim's there, not really near enough for a Fisher, and it was on cooldown anyway, so killing 3-3 there, a difficult task regardless of the catch. And Cuckoo putting a lot of pressure bottom lane, and Ace has been able to withstand it for the most part, pushing into the tier 1, falling back and farming the jungle. Keeps that acceleration going. Helm of the Dominator ready now with a troll. See if he can get in onto a tier 1. I'd like to see him TP top and make a play there as mid lane. They go for the catch onto PPD. He is the position 5 Abaddon, but it still is. Bonus gold for that DK. Line his pockets. Move towards the hand of Midas, which he has queued up, as does the Wraith King. TNC double Midas strat coming out for the Filipino squad.
We're gonna see a Radiant's Wraith King then, and then the Dragon Knight building into more mid-game items, because we have seen a lot of Radiant's Dragon Knights in the recent pickups. What are the builds exactly here? Who goes for the greediest build?
Yeah, I'm wondering, like, do you maybe consider a Maelstrom on the DK after the Midas?
I like the Armlet, to be honest. I mean, it's old, but effective against Lycan, for example, who has to catch up to you so you can toggle between.
Potentially here we see something similar to what Liquid have been going for, and it's that early BKB. You know, it could be Midas into BKB, and then you transition into your damage a little bit later on. Because you know that NIP's timing is reasonably early. That Lycan, Leshrac, Sand King, Night Stalker, they all hit that 17 to 25 minute window pretty hard with their level 10s, with their primary items. They want to push and take objectives. Even now, 10 minutes in, they want to shove towards tier 1s, try and secure the bounty runes at 10 minutes. TNC prepping for the runes, leaving that objective mid open so far for NIP to gather around, take that tier 1. Bounty runes attempted by PPD bottom, but it's double for TNC there. Saxa will get both up north. So NIP get the objective mid, they get that tier 1, which opens the map, allows them to collapse in onto the triangular farm to the east, the Dire jungle to the north. Also opens Roshan for them, for that Lycan especially, with the medallion help from 3-3. As he silences and he TPs, the Fisher's there though to cancel it out, and 3-3 stuck. Trapped under the sticky napalm of Cuckoo, and finished off by Tims, who is closing in on that money for Blink Dagger now.
It was a good silence play, right? Trying to stop the lasso, but unfortunately, you never count on Tims being there. I will say Tims has been positioned perfectly for a lot of these initiations. Just kind of a long-range fissure every single time. You wonder, where has Tims been going, And always in position for these ganks. Rotating reactively, predicting where NIP is going to try to go. And you stop a lot of the early game pressure NIP was clearly planning on putting on you. But now we're going to see a bit of a shift, perhaps, now that Ace is closing in on the Necronomicon. He has the Helm of the Dominator on him already. And I want to see as well Leshrac starting to build up that Yule Scepter. Still a whiles to go for Fata, but eventually, once he gets it, it'll be a great escape mechanism for what TNC wants to throw at him. And then maybe they start pushing a bit more effectively.
Yeah, right now NIP just defending their towers systematically, setting up across the map, bottom and mid, not allowing TNC any openings. And at the same time, simultaneously pushing into tier 2 with a catapult wave. Fortunately, Gabby has his Hand of Midas now to kill off the catapult immediately. And there's 3-3 Fata, Saxa and Ace all gathered up here together in this Dire jungle. They're spotted out completely by the observer wards. AU has been setting these up really nicely to give that full vision of the 3-3 squad.
I like it, actually. I like the defensive wards that TNC decided to go for afterwards. They know they don't have... The onus is not on them to initiate right now, but rather on NIP. Or not necessarily initiate, but just take a single kill or a pick-off so that you can later on go and take some towers. Because NIP is lacking currently that team fight to be able to just take them head-on a 5-on-5. Or at least pressure towers, hope for initiation, and then, counter-initiate. You're currently looking and waiting for TNC to make a mistake, take the pick-off, and hopefully take the objective.
Exactly. It's exactly what we said in the draft. When we saw these heroes picked, you've got the DK, the Wraith King, the frontliners to push out lanes. show yourselves on the map and give a target to your opponents. Then you've got these 3 fog heroes, basically, that come out smoke, like the Bat and the Oracle. They will catch this Lycan now with the damage they've got. They burst through him completely. 3-3 now being chased. Flaps his wings, gets over the hills and far enough away. TNC can't continue on. Fata looking for a reinitiation, though. He wants to continue. Move on to Cuckoo. Saxa there with the Sandstorm and Burrow Strike to control that Bat Rider up. Get themselves a 1-for-1 trade. Maybe they can get that tier 2 top now. Need objectives, NIP.
Regeneration.
Okay, now let's see if they can take it. Tim's left alone, and Tim's gonna help from his team. They tell him with a false promise, though. So as the Echo happens to get away from that silence first, not gonna die here. Oh, that miscoil hurts him a bit, but not enough to kill him off. And he actually heals back up to full HP thanks to that false promise. For now, they continue to fight here as Lycan is joining in. Shapeshift already. Wants to at least get the kill on the supports. He's gonna find AU. AU is the first to fall as they now closing on Armel. This poor Dragon Knight being harassed by a zoo of units. Armel cannot get away. It seems he has a Dragon Tail off, but 3-3 still chasing after him. Void ready. Armel just body blocked by Ace's units and killed off in the end with one of the stumps. Good job there. NIP taking down 3 and now finally have the chance to go for an objective.
And that Lycan respawning, coming back in. TNC just overstaying their welcome there. You know, a nice little kill, a pick-off. They get the 1-for-1 trade, but they need to get the hell out immediately after that. Sticking around on that shrine. Tim's getting caught, and then they get stuck in that Save Your Buddy syndrome where Oracle saves Earthshaker. Dragon Knight wants to come in and save the Oracle. And then they all end up dying together, holding hands into their grave. NIP, good play into this jungle, even under a Dire Observer ward, though. Continuing to keep that pressure on the top lane. Now they can open it up for mid-tier 2 for Roshan. Not getting any vision. PPD has 2 obs and 2 sentries. I'd love to see him, you know, get at least some vision down in this dire jungle spot. He sentries, but he doesn't observe. Bottom lane. Lasso into the Night Stalker.
The sun bleach my palm.
And there we go. 3-3's down.
Oh, PPD going. Oh, gets the D ward. And here comes the rest of the team. PPD has called for reinforcements. It's warding time. This is what you do in your pubs, guys. When you go warding as a position 5, you don't go alone. You tell your team to follow me. We need to go wards. Protecting your obs and protecting your sentries, very important part of Dota 2.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Actually, it's a high-level play. You see that much more, especially now with the sentries change, right? Now protecting the sentries is actually something really important. It's not just gold, but it's you might actually be out of sentries.
I'll take your treatment.
Gain the vision there, and essentially means the control of a spot for quite a while. Now we see 2 obs coming out on Cuckoo, by the way, who's going to be warding himself. He has the higher movement speed. And there's something else that also a lot of competitive teams do, which is give your wards to whomever has the highest movement speed and mobility in the team, because he's the easiest to put them down. He actually puts a ward right next to the enemy ward, which is unfortunate, because I think they saw this.
Unlucky.
And they might be able to de-ward this for poor Cuckoo.
He's got the boots of travel as well, so he can flap around the map, get out there faster. So Dragon Knight, BKB after the Midas, getting ready for these coming team fights. You know, the next Roshan fight or the next push from NIP is going to really set the tempo of this game.
Yeah, I like the BKB pickup you mentioned earlier. It was a good call, because now NIP will have to face a Dragon Knight that's obviously immune to physical damage already and can't be killed with its Sanking's Epicenter or the Leshrax Pulse Nova. What do? We'll see now, because they're starting to initiate. There's no BKB yet, though. Silence up the Oracle. Perfect. They can kill him off before we can get a false promise off. That's ideal. AU is gone. Gabby, a bit harder of a kill because he still has a reincarnation, but they'll bring him down at least once. Set up for a second kill now. They're thinking about it, but they're behind the tier 2. They can't even push to the tier 3s. It's much better to just go for the tower instead. Still taking advantage of the Dark Ascension, and at least the tier 2 will fall. TNC, nothing to do as Saxa guards this tier 2 with a Sandstorm.
Man, Sax is showing off his blink there in style. The debut of the Sand King blink. Comes in, catches both of them, the Oracle and the Wraith King, as a backwards burrow strike. Blinking forward, burrowing back. Beautiful play by Saxa there, right on the money. Makes sure there's no chance they can save poor little AU. 9-9, NIP, 17 minutes in, have taken pretty much every objective they need to. Bottom lane tier 1 and tier 2 on the Dire side are reasonably meaningless as kind of a Radiant team that wants to push in, take Roshan, and then take the inner objectives of the base. You kind of want to be playing in this northern Dire jungle, bounce between both top and mid lane. But it's money waiting to be collected. I don't think TNC mount serious defenses of these towers. There's no way they can come and D-ward. It's very difficult for them to make that jump, and they are still 600 gold away from the Tim's Blink Dagger. So that teamfight contribution that they need from the Earthshaker just isn't there yet. So they need more time. They need a little bit more time here, TNC. 3-4 minutes. They could be on the route to victory. But NIP, they are marching to their own rhythm. They are setting the tempo for this one. Ace pummeling down this bottom lane. Easy towers to take.
That was, and that actually, I think it matters just thanking Blink Dagger time versus the Earthshaker Blink Dagger you're talking about. They prioritize a lot of farm on the Sanking position floor. They get an early Blink Dagger, which means you have a pretty solid initiation now for NIP, whereas TNC is still struggling a bit behind because they haven't divided the farm as much. And you can see a bit of a difference here. Now, NIP starting to think about the tier 3s, but still a bit difficult to go into the high ground. The Batrider defends that pretty nicely, so does the Dragon Knight now with level 2. Splash damage is really good at clearing those peak camps away. And you still have the False Promise. While you have the high ground advantage, it's a bit difficult to catch up the Oracle. You don't have the Storm we were talking about earlier. Like can't just walk in as easily. You can still stun him out mid-shapeshift. See a smoke gank though by TNC. Let's see where this leads.
Yeah, so they pushed the top lane all the way to tier 2, took the tier 1, nearly killed tier 2. It's now on 500 HP. But this is the smoke for Roshan. This is where they know that NIP didn't push high ground bot or mid. They fell back to defend their objectives, mid and top. So this is where NIP are going to be set up and ready to push in to this dire jungle to cut the map to open the Rosh pit. TNC unfortunately don't get the jump they needed. Even with that Wraith King Radiance, they're feeling tentative, want the high ground advantage. So they fall back to their shrine, get the strategic positioning here to make sure they have that upper hand for this coming team fight against NIP, because it needs to happen. A team fight needs to happen. NIP are going to force it one way or the other.
And that wolf giving vision, this is what you talked about in the drafting phase. The Lycan Wolves give you a huge advantage when it comes to these kind of initiations, allowing you to have the vision to know exactly where to initiate and where TNC might be positioned. It ensures that even though you don't have the greatest initiation, you still have that slight advantage in the element of surprise. And this surprise is going to be a good one. Smoke gank, they managed to get to the high ground before they actually initiate. Void ready, they want to stop Armel, but they can't quite catch up to him. Now the Yo Scepter, okay. But they dispel that, stopping the Split Earth combo. Well played there, AU. He laughed, of course he laughed.
I thought Cuckoo was going to just die there, get obliterated, and then NIP transition and convert into some objectives, but it's just a bouncy rune grab. Cuckoo takes up one top. And it appears the rest of NIP will take the remaining 3. TNC dodge a bullet, though. If they lose a couple of heroes there before the BKB of Dragon Knight, before that Batrider is ready to play, NIP could very easily just walk up your high ground, take tier 3 or even barracks. And now they have that Blink Dagger. They've got their timing. It's 20 minutes in. They've got Batrider ready with Boots of Travel drums. Wraith King has the Radiance. Would ideally like his Blink Dagger now himself. But that Earthshaker Blink Dagger is all they've been really waiting for. And still, a team fight needs to happen. Like, a clash needs to happen for Roshan to be taken.
TNC is thinking about it. Without new Blink Dagger, and they do have the BKB on the DK as well. These might make a difference. They have a smoke on the curry, yes they do. The 4-man smoke with Wraith King as usual. The bait. Are they going to be too late? I think they'll come out on time. The Roshan has not fallen as quickly as I expected, even with the medallion, but PPD is there to break the smoke. The ever-sacrificial support knew the smoke was coming. He's not going to give his life for this, though. He actually positions himself properly, but... Oh, wait, maybe he is? I spoke too soon, PPD. There's always a chance to die. There's the lasso right after the borrowed time, and they at least want to guarantee this kill. Abandon will go down, and this might be the reason why NIP decides to leave the Roshan alone for a while.
He does have buyback, so if TNC made any rash movement into the pit, for example, he has that fallback plan. There it is, Burrow Strike in, Saxer starts it off, he yawls up on the DK, he will catch him, but he has a BKB still to fall back on. The back line is being approached though. Earthshaker gone, Tims is down, so no Blink Echo, False Promise expended by AU on himself, as the reincarnation will bring Gabby back to the land of the living. Saxer's there, 2-man Burrow, beautiful from NIP as they force the execution of TNC. This poor Batrider will have to wander on away from Ace. The Wraith King is trapped between Saxer and Fata, just being ripped limb from limb. He turns to battle, but it will not be enough. Batrider, last man standing, pops his drums, Tries to retreat. Maybe a Firefly and a Boot to Travel away will get him to safety. But that's NIP showing what they've got. A swift buyback, beautiful initiation from Saxa, and a great team fight victory.
Sax has been on point, you know. In the case of TNC, they have a more consistent, I was talking about this, easier
Radiant's
initiation.
top
But
tower is
if you
under
get
attack.
amazing burst strikes like the one Saxa has been getting, you know, who needs an Earthshaker, right? He's been getting fantastic initiations. Those epicenters also pretty important. He went for the Veil of Discord build, even if he was a support sanction, so he still deals a considerable amount of damage. And we have NIP with a slight 4K lead, but executing their plan as they planned to, with all the tier 2s finally fallen, and now hoping to look for the Roshan into those tier 3s. Let's see if they're able to do so, because TNC is currently guarding this Roshan with their life, and an Earthshaker as an Echo Slam ready to be used if they do see NIP going into that pit.
Yeah, and we
For
saw...
now, NIP will just farm.
Yeah, we saw exactly what you talked about earlier on as well. The Night Stalker on the Earthshaker with that silence. Even if it's just, 1-2 seconds, you can't blink, you can't Fisher, can't Echo. Tim's completely worthless in that fight, even with the freshly purchased Blink Dagger. So his positioning now has to be even more crisp, even cleaner. He has to find the little pockets where he can stay out of vision. So dewarding and rewarding for AU and Tim's prime objective right now. Give them vision so they can team fight properly, because they need that Blink Echo to win a fight. There is no doubt about it. You can tank with your DK and Wraith King all you want, but if you don't have that control and damage from the Echo Slam, you are lacking here as TNC.
They're gonna sneak in the Roshan now. TNC, Cuckoo is the only one to go in for now. He's like, yep, they're definitely in there. But there's a Dark Ascension used as nighttime. That cuts some of the vision from TNC, which means NIP will get a free Aegis, immediately smoke up. TNC, they caught them kind of by surprise, or just maybe they stopped caring about the Roshan. They were too far away anyway to respond. And they will find AU out of position here. Silent stop and killed off. 3-3, clawing him to death as Armel is forced to BKB TP. That's his 10-second BKB lost in a simple... Oh, no, 9-second BKB, sorry. In a simple TP.
And he's going Maelstrom, yeah. I think this is the build. Midas BKB Maelstrom, what I said earlier on. With that Wraith King going the Radiance, you need a bit of AoE damage there.
Radiant's bottom
Bit of magic
tower
damage from
is under
Armel as well.
attack.
Probably, I would say maybe an Assault Cuirass comes next for DK after the Maelstrom. Potentially finish off the Mjolnir, but we'll find out what direction he goes. As the Wraith King is also lining up that BKB for himself. TNC need more time. Yeah, again, we are in a position where NIP, front foot forward, they are the
Radiant's middle
aggressors. They
tower
are
is under attack.
the team on the offense. TNC very much
Radiant's
still on the
middle tower
defense.
has fallen.
Even using Dragon Form to farm. Armel's just out here killing creeps.
Radiant's middle tower
This
is
used to
under
be the
attack.
thing, though. I used to just stack the Ancient level 2 Dragon Knight ultimate and just farm it. Played
Yeah.
a very, very safe game. It seems to be the plan for TNC. Until now, they just haven't taken, the damage from NIP. They sacrificed their tier 2s without giving too much. And now they're just hoping to defend their tier 3s, but not trying to commit too much, except for Cuckoo, who's going on a suicidal run here. Thank God for those drums. That could have been very dangerous. The Gil Scepter was almost in range there. Well, TNC is trying to shove the lane as much as they can, but they eventually have to defend the high ground. And it's up against a Lycan. It's not going to be the easiest defense. All of NIP is now starting to surround the tier 3 tower up top. While TNC forced to TP, Wraith King is still hoping to push out that bottom lane a bit. Maybe he'll be a bit too late and they'll lose a tier 3 in the process. That Ball King does not care about the pipe. And goes Cuckoo. Ooh, that lasso is
Fata's
not...
trapped.
Maybe yes, because Fata's blocked. That was actually a block. Fata can't get away. Finally, the Fissure gets off. And Cuckoo cannot get that lasso in time. Gabby now blinks forward, hoping to catch out Fata. There's no flame break. They will get him. Push him back. Kill off Fata quickly. But no, the Epicenter from behind. Saxa stops the Wraith King, who's going to force a reincarnation here. No, never mind. The Wraith King just killed off with the backlines as they divide the team fight completely, so he can't get back. He still has the Radiance. They need to catch him against the Burst Strike to force the BKB. And Night Stalker just chasing after Cuckoo, gets the kill as Gabi is just golden and unkillable, but they don't care very much about him. Ace is ready to take on these racks. He has an Economicon level 3 ready as well. Now off cooldown again as the Dark Ascension finally ends, but the damage to these racks has already been done. And TNC has little they can do. They can't really fight this. Unable to catch anyone, the damage is missing, and you don't have that lasso, which didn't come out, so TNC, unfortunately, can't get any counter kills from this.
Tim's would love to have level 2 Echo Slam, not feeling that the Blink level 1 Echo would do anything to stop NIP taking the barracks there. Quick, clean execution
Dire's
by
top
PPD
shrine
and the boys. They
has
get in,
fallen.
they take the barracks, they get out and take the shrine. After a nice little team fight victory over TNC. But you see how difficult it is for TNC to position themselves, because NIP have, in this draft, in this beautiful execution that they're showing coming out of the laning phase and into this mid-game, Night Stalker, Sand King, and even the Lycan closing the gap onto the Oracle, blowing up the Oracle, blowing up the Earthshaker, taking out the Batrider. They do not focus the Dragon Knight or Wraith King at all. They leave them. They take out the supporting cast. They know that the save power, the counter initiation from them is too powerful.
The division of the team fight there by Night Stalker as well, quite fantastic. Making the reincarnation a much less
Dire's
impactful
bottom
ultimate. Because
shrine
yes, you
has
reincarnate, you have a bait now, congratulations, but your Wraith King's left completely alone because TNC can't fight while Night Stalker's chasing after them. That's the power of a Dark Ascension, at least for now. You know, later on it won't be as important, but with the 100 bonus damage and the BKB, this Night Stalker becomes an unkillable force of nature that just chases down whomever he chooses to. And TNC can't really do much against them. They rely on their own initiation as well. We haven't seen a single Echo Slam this game, well, at least not in the back.
And when Lycan's chasing you and critting you, and this, like you mentioned the damage on that Dark Ascension, 100 bonus damage. Oracle, where are we sitting? 1000 HP. Lycan hits you twice, Night Stalker hits you twice, and you're nearly dead. Like, you are genuinely nearly dead. This poor AU Oracle. He's got Urn queued up, and he might get there before the game ends. We'll see if NIP
Oh no.
put TNC out of their misery. They've caught the Dragon Knight mid with that Yules and stun. The save from the Oracle. There with the Fate's Edict. Aegis expiring. As Armel turns to face the Wolves. And a smoke from TNC. Right. Oh boy. Saxy here with the vision. They're going to catch him. Nice chain stunning from Tims. Fortune's End are going to be there. The burst strike to get away as Cuckoo chases forward. Will get a lasso in time, but they've got Peter.
Don't go there.
They've got a Yule's up and a Nephotic Shield. Armel, Dragon Knight, moves on forward with the BKB ready. He puts it out and takes him down. Sand King gone. And Oracle's going to buy back into this 3-3. Charges for his BKB. Clears up Cuckoo. Armel's going to be the next one on the table. They've got a Lycan backstabbing the Dragon Knight, and Armel has nothing left to give. Just has to walk it off. Gabby tries to battle on through, but NIP have 5 heroes in the vicinity. A reincarnation and a rejoin from Cuckoo as they fight 2 versus 5 into this. The Black Echo, finally he's in, but the Yules up immediately. No chain stun from the Earthshaker can come through. Ace will finally fall, and 3-3's caught on the tail end. A stun is all they need, but they will not have it.
Well, at least we saw an Echo Slam this time. I'm glad. This is the first time we see an Echo this game. It was a pretty effective 1-on-2 that catch as you mentioned. But still, that team play is not particularly going in your favor if you're TNC. At least you get to delay the NIP's push, which is just what you're looking for. Eventually, you'll have enough farm to actually start dealing some damage. That Mjolnir still not available on the Dragon Knight, and Gabby's still looking for that Assault Cuirass. Double BKBs made them very tanky, but unfortunately, they cannot really stop the NIP push with all those BKBs. Doesn't deal enough damage.
There's still a racks down though. Like, I just look at the map and I'm thinking, can TNC keep defending against these pushes? Because they're going to get another break. Oh, this is a dieback on Cuckoo. This is a big kill. If NIP can finish it off. Cuckoo's reasonably tanky though with the pipe. He's able to walk it off. Oh, no way can he survive this one. Tims has saved him and got him out. The Batrider does not die back. If that kill is gained by NIP, we could have been close to game over.
Yep, that was, I mean, this is something that Cuckoo usually gets called out for, which is his, call him risky plays, you know, when he, from his time with playing with Eternal Envy, just lark. And he does these plays that sometimes work out, sometimes don't, and this time he managed to get away, but that could have, as you mentioned, very well been game. Has to play a bit more defensively this game. They're playing a very defensive draft, and they just need to understand that. You know, start playing completely defensively, force NIP into bad engagements. When they make mistakes, punish them. Before that, you can't propose so many things. The lane shoving they've been doing has been good. Now they finally shifted to Gabby being the only person that actually pushes forward, as he's the hardest, obviously, to kill. Whereas the Batrider and the DK decide to farm the jungle or the closer creeps much better. So TNC slowly closing in terms of their map. which is not ideal, but at least you don't lose so many people as often. And IP's, I guess, timer is starting to tick away, right? They were hoping to win by now. They haven't won just yet. TNC is getting stronger, and your pushing potential is not going to matter as much as the game closes into a 40-minute or 50-minute game.
And going late game, you feel pretty good as TNC. The Wraith King's, like you mentioned, he's the guy that they're putting out on the map, and I realize he's pretty big right now. Assault Cuirass, BKB, Radiance, Abyssal Blade nearly done. Or moving towards it anyway. As NIP. They want to secure this next Roshan. They find a beautiful catch onto Dragon Knight. Armel, half HP, BKBs, and has the backup of Cuckoo with a lasso onto Ace. Blacking Bar of Lycan is going to work, and the False Promise saves Cuckoo from danger, and Gabby trapped will blink over the front lines of NIP to get towards his own tier 3 and safety. NIP throw a lot of action the way of TNC, and we can see the reactions there. Very much TNC to smoke out and play aggressively straight off the back of it, because they have the Blink Echo, they have the Reincarnation, their abilities are off cooldown. NIP now will be relying again on Saxa with that Epicenter Blink and Burrow Strike, but he's been jumped, he's been caught, he's been chain stunned, and he might just die. There's the Evotic Shield, will not dispel off the Dragon Knight stun, though it came out after, and with the Saxa, Sand King falling and not having buyback, NIP might be in trouble. PPD's been chain stunned into oblivion as well. This poor Abaddon is being brought down. To his knees goes the King. And TNC, 2 quick kills, opens up this tier 2 mid.
Now it's time for them to actually start pushing, and it's time for TNC to start being a bit more aggressive. That Mjolnir and a level 3 Dragon Form as well, making quite a difference for TNC's lineup. And now taking away, as you mentioned, that Sand King, no initiation for NIP for a while, means they could also potentially go for another kill as opposed to objectives. They're not too stressed out about getting those tier 2s, but yes, about getting the Lycan ideally. Oh no, Cuckoo, do not be alone here. The Purge stops him for a bit. Firefly still not ready. Cuckoo will go down. They lost their potential lasso, and thanks to that shapeshift, they're not going to catch out the Lycan either. Which means TNC won't be able to make much out of the Sand King or Abaddon kills. Cuckoo just a bit too fast. His team not quite behind him.
Are scanning.
Gold for me.
That one Observer Ward of NIP. Undoing TNC there. Roshan alive. And Batrider, does he not have buyback? 3 minutes without buyback on your bat. This could be just a free Aegis and cheese for Ninjas in Pajamas. That was the opportunity for TNC really to get back into the game. They get a couple of pickoffs.
It's only a 5-kill lead for NIP. It's not like they're completely out. They're just losing in terms of map.
But like Aegis and cheese here for a Lycan team means it's like another lane of barracks, right?
Roshan is walking to the radiant.
That's a very good point, actually. The Aegis and cheese on Lycan is incredibly scary. Or actually,
Don't
Aegis
even
goes
put
for
it-
Fata, but that's worse actually
Yeah.
for TNC.
Diabolic Edict. Bloodstone now done of Fata as well.
Oof.
Yikes. Because if you think of where TNC were going there, they get a couple of kills. If they defend top late, like they don't need kills top, as long as they defend top and push it out, they're able to go and play around Roshan, because they've got the map and lanes where they want them, thanks to the Skelly Bros, thanks to the nice little talent with the attack damage on the skeletons for Gabby. And then they play into that Roche pit and contest NIP. But once again, TNC on the back foot, and once again we will be keeping our eyes on Tim's Earthshaker. Level 2 Echo Slam ready with a Force Staff on top of the Blink Dagger now.
Okay, so we have now a team that seems to start to be shaping up in the case of TNC. They have some more reliable initiation. Rating also getting close to level 25, giving you another bout of counter initiation. A Dragonite actually dealing damage now, with 180 gold minute talent also helping him out. Gabby could be in a bit trouble though. The Radiant's really helping him out there. 3 misses in a row, finally gets the bash he was looking for. Science still up. Oh, Reincarnation. Well, at least give him a second life. TNC need to save him, they just need to get him a bit closer. And for now, Night Stalker chased after the Earthshaker. He was able to get away in time as they blink Gabby away. Okay, BKB almost done for 3-3. He might have been gone a bit too far. He's like, sorry guys, I think I just committed suicide. TNC punishes him for that play. And this is the kind of game they wanted to play the whole time. Punish any bad mistakes, play defensively, and if anything, lose your Reincarnation. No big deal.
Like, you can
Now,
see how close it was. 3-3 nearly just kills the Oracle. Like, he charges in, he nearly finds the Earthshaker and just nearly kills the Oracle. A little too deep.
That does mean for TNC that they get some breathing room out of the Night Stalker, right? They get to push out the lanes a bit, perhaps take a tier 2, nothing too major. But as long as this game goes longer for them, they're just quite happy with the situation. Getting Roshan, for example, attempt for them would also be quite major. And if they can wait out the Aegis, that's also a big deal. As you were saying, that could mean another lane of racks. For now, they're going to take a simple tier 2 and back out if they can. And the tier 2 is going to fall to the DK everything combination as they annoy Sax in the bottom lane. Make sure he's not doing any shenanigans there either.
Ace cuts that mid lane, shifts up to top. TNC will have to TP back to address this. And they're gonna, yeah, nice. They're gonna get a D ward. Oh, the blink back from Tims. Gets away from Fata. Immediate smoke from NIP now. Saxa tries to catch the Earthshaker, and it looks like they've got Tims with the Burst Strike, Chain Stun with the Split Earth. That Earthshaker is a goner. Dead for 50 seconds. He is 100 gold away from buyback. There's no way his team can get him that gold. Bounty runes in a minute. There's no... Oh, AU? Is AU gonna die to like units? Oh my god, get away. 4 staff back by Cuckoo. 30 seconds.
Okay, you
no
need to wait 30
Earthshaker.
seconds now.
Oh, TNC. What's happened? NIP, they know what they need to do though. Straight up onto high ground, multiple lanes at the same time.
Alright, TNC. What are you planning on doing? Lasso first? Cuckoo just getting that extra movement speed, making sure the creeps don't get close to the base. At least delay this as much as possible so they get the Earthshaker back. And I think NIP knows this. They can't fight with the Echo Slam available. Or maybe they can. They still have the Aegis on Fata. However, they don't think that's going to make too much of a difference for now. They can play a bit aggressively, but TNC has the tools to just restun him as he comes back in. Oh no, unless Gabby's out of position. They catch him with a Yule Scepter first. This could be the loss of Reincarnation. And perhaps more if his teammates can't get to him in time. Gabby, for now, stops so he can't blink away, use the skeletons. He's trying to bait out initiation. In goes Cuckoo, but that silence stops the lasso from coming out. Good blink by Gabby though, ensuring he's not going to die a second time. And for now, the defensive plays continue. TNC not budging a single inch, acknowledging that if they move away from their tier 3s, they are dead. Only Gabby acting as bait.
Hold the lines. Bounty runes bottom. NIP get one of them. They feel like the map pressure, the lane shove, more important right now on that bot lane, so Fata takes it out. While Saxa rotates top
I'll take your tree.
for the additional 2 bounties there. But you're damn right, TNC very much just holding this high ground, holding these ramps. Looking for Cuckoo though, NIP. 4 staff back. Ace will not be able to catch him. Shapeshift and Necro pops for that as the Aegis expiring. Fata loses out on it. Do still have that cheese over on the Night Stalker though, of course.
Yeah, that's something, I guess, but TNC is just scarier and scarier by the moment, right? We've been mentioning this a lot, but NIP definitely did not want the game to come to this point. You look at items for NIP, Ace just bought a Scythe of Vice. He's no longer the carry here, he just wants to have the utility to end this game. Very useful, of course, but it's definitely not what you want if you would want to attempt the late game here. We're seeing Fata become more of a carry with a Kaya and Sanjay build. I haven't seen this in a live shot in a while.
Yeah. So Wraith King is now about 600 gold away from Abyssal and buyback. Gabby very aggressively pushing out that middle lane. Gets jumped as NIP make their move. Take him down to about half HP and look to continue now, but the Tims Fisher will block any further advance. So they keep their reincarnation, they keep their BKB on Wraith King. Down to 8 seconds duration for Gabby. TNC push out bot lane, they've got to defend top. Already naturally pushing in after losing that side of barracks. Still a while to wait though for NIP, a minute and a half until Roshan even can potentially spawn. This is still more time for TNC to scale on this Dragon Knight. Maybe get himself the Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah, I think it's actually quite a legit pickup. I would like to see an Axe as well with the stone on the Wraith King. I think it's quite a useful little item. And now we're going to see a smoke. Okay, TNC, they think it's the time to fight now. They finally have all the tools. They're going to catch Fata. And this time he has no Aegis, so he's going to go down once, and that's it. Goodbye fought the 600 gold given the way of Armel, but more importantly, no Leshrac for 80 seconds. PPD might be the second victim of this engagement. However, it's just the support. PPD not as important as losing your Leshrac there. PPD is tanking quite a while though, giving some space to his team to just run away. They tip him there, and now the push is going to start for TNC. Perhaps even threaten Roshan if it comes back in the next 50 seconds.
Immediately you see NIP scrambling. The moment Fata gets picked off there, sure, PPD is in the area to try and save. It's a beautiful fissure from Tims to block the Abaddon out. But the movement from Ace, straight up towards top, push out that lane. Bottom lane, you've got this Night Stalker and Samki. Push out that bottom lane, just try and get the waves closer to this dire base, just so Ace can make a move like this. Tier 3 dropped almost immediately there, forcing the glyph, the BKB pop, the bashes need to come from Gabby, and he's got it. He's got the Abyssal Blade as well, so Ace has been caught. TP cancelled, pants down, turns with the Hex to try and break through that Oracle's HP pool, but they've got the disables and the chain stuns to bring the Lycan to his knees. Slowly but surely, they'll take down Ace's Lycan, and he's gone for a minute and a half. Hey, Swordfish, he doesn't have a buyback.
Middle lane.
Armel has died middle lane though. Oh dearie me, what's happening? Gabby moves forward, the Yule's up, Sand King saved. Saxon needs to burrow out, but they've got the lasso again with AU's chain stuns. The disables there onto the SK, the Abyssal Blade to seal it all up beautifully in a package. TNC with 2 quick kills, and Roshan in 1 minute 45.
This is bad for NIP. You know, the no buyback Lycan might allow you to position yourself properly for Roshan. He'll be in time for it though. So if TNC now use this time to just shove out the lanes, gain that vision. Unfortunately, they cannot take that shrine because they haven't taken any tier 3s yet. So that Roshan shrine is still a huge advantage for NIP. But for now, TNC will just play defensively and just let this game go longer. You know, that's the plan, boys. Eventually, the 150 GPM down for Dragon Knight will be just win you the game. Straight up, you'll be the most farmed hero in the game. Get all ags for everyone. You know, moon shards. Who needs to wait? Or sorry, who needs to win the game when you can just wait till your amazing late game? TNC is gonna play as defensively as they can, while NIP desperately trying to do this or to push out this game and finish it now. They just have no more time left. Not even waiting for the. They're gonna wait for the DK to be bought back, so he doesn't have to buy back himself. And the Lycan and Sankin will come out at the same time, so this could be a big team fight going around the Roshan pit. Definitely next objective for both teams. 30 seconds till Roshan comes back as well.
PPD just sit in there. Just sit in Roshan, buddy. Who wins the Roshan? It's weird, right? Because Roshan is a weird bit of terrain to fight around. There's loads of open areas where Lycan Night Stalker can close the gap either up ramps or over terrain with Dark Ascension. Sure. So your Oracle, your Earthshaker, your Bat are kind of scared. But then you have this Bat, DK, Wraith King who also have very similar, utility to be able to traverse the terrain in the case of Bat Rider, or just walk into the Roche pit like the DK. Like, look, watch what Armel's doing right now, making the point for me. He just walks into the pit like he doesn't actually care because he's got BKB and the backup of the rest of his squad. Maybe now he'll care. In comes the Night Stalker and finds Tim as pre-Fisher. Jumps straight onto that Oracle though. Trying to take out AU. The stuns, they've caught 2 in the tree line and Tim's is gone. Cuckoo follows. The buybacks of TNC need to come out immediately. Armel still has that BKB as Gabby zones out. NIP herds away. The aggressive Radiant heroes. The buybacks flow through from the Filipino side as they return to this Roche pit fight to find no one to meet them.
And this is the difficulty of the shrine disadvantage. Since you cannot TP to that shrine, you are forced to buy it preemptively. Because if you don't buy back there immediately, NIP takes the Roshan before you can even blink. So TNC had to do that now. Now the buybacks have been forced from them, and they still have to look for that potential Roshan fight. But if NIP decides to take it now, they might be fighting without the Dragon form on this Dragon Knight, which would be huge for this next team fight. I'm pretty sure NIP is looking for that. Now they send their units in. There's the scout out. There's nobody there. Okay, this could be a potential good idea. But the Echo Slam is still a thing for TNC, and Dims can still close you in that pit with the fissure. So it's still a very dangerous idea if you decide to go in there. It would be a very risky play. You might not want to take that. And also, this Wolf is ensuring that they have vision over the potential TNC initiation. Well, This match is just gonna last a while longer, Gareth. I think we're here for a long run. If NIP win, this is gonna be off the back of a good team fight and then push tier 4 as quickly as they can. But TNC will make sure that they do everything in their hands so that doesn't happen.
You think it's a long? See, the next one more fight could finish this, right? If NIP win one more fight, that's next Roshan, Refresher Shard, on top of that Aegis and Cheese, and maybe even a second lane of Barracks. That's pretty close to game over. TNC need another couple of fights.
Oh.
Maybe with this move on to the Abaddon. Gabby pressures NIP enough. Lasso back. PPD into the waiting arms of Armel and Gabby now as the Night Stalker charges over the cliff tops, looking for the play, and he's going to get it. Nice little bashes will catch AU out, so Oracle's gone. The move forward, the blinking, Night Stalker catching, killing, Cuckoo's gone. 2 heroes with no buyback, and Ninjas in Pajamas, they've got Tims in their sights. Easy target, big stun in from Saxa, and down you go. NIP tip AU on the way through, and all we have remaining are Dragon Knight and Wraith King to defend the base.
I trusted TNC much more than that, to be honest. I thought it was them who's going to win this next team fight, but apparently not. NIP take the advantage. That lack of Dragon form in the team fight meant a lot, and now NIP playing the safe, going for the Roshan before they finish this game, or if they do decide to finish it. This Roshan comes with a Refresher Shard, which would mean a double Shapeshift Hex BKB for Ace. And they decided to give it to him. Perhaps double Diabolic Edict for the Leshrac, not a bad idea either, especially at level 25, we'll see. For now, they're actually jumping onto each other on the mid lane, just annoying Armel. Saxa knowing that not like Armel can do much to stop him right now. As the Roshan falls, NIP marks the last point in the lead in this game. They're going to give it to Night Stalker, who will be able to do that double BKB Dark Ascension. Also very powerful.
You just look at the heroes that are dead. PPD giving his life for the 3 dieback heroes on TNC. Abaddon the sacrifice. As Gabby jumps in, they need this pick off. They need to blow up a hero to get the numbers advantage. Saxon's gone, buys back immediately. As Armel has to retreat behind his tier 4s, but he is being hounded, bashed, and killed off. Turns with a Satanic to try and recover some of his life. And he's not going to do it. No way, no way, no way, TNC. Gabby will get used up. Bail away from NIP. They don't take down Barracks just yet. And DK still has that buyback if he wants to pop it, so TNC theoretically 5 heroes can be alive right now. Ninjas in Pajamas going in just a little bit wild.
Yeah, NIP is just not quite able to close it in just yet. TNC manages to defend yet again. Only DK dead, but he still has the buyback. Of course, he buys back without the Dragon Fort. And again, I'm telling you guys, this game. But yeah, I was wrong after all. Even with that team fight, NIP can't quite close it. You know, it's a difficult game when TNC managed to play that high ground so effectively, and also because 3-3 goes a bit wild when he goes and starts flying with Dark Ascension. He does go a bit further than he needs to be. A couple times it does happen, unfortunately for him. We're getting the level 25s also in a couple of heroes. The double Dragon Blood armor on the Dragon Knight. Obviously the Wraith King went for the Wraithfire Blast that we've seen before. Like him with the extra crit. Let's see, Leshrac as well finally got that Diabolic Edict. This means a lot more pushing power for NIP. Now you might consider giving him the Refresher Orb just if you get the final push to take the tier 4s. But I think they're going to wait for the next... Oh, I guess they still have the H Samphata. I guess you fight with the H's. You kind of have to force a fight.
I'm struggling as well. Like, they've tried and they've tried. And they've got these really nice backstabs, catching the Oracle, catching the Earthshaker. But this Gabby Wraith King, this Armel Dragon Knight, one of them may fall, but you still have to deal with the other one throughout the rest of the team fight. Usually it's this Gabby Wraith King who is seemingly unstoppable as he picks up an Aghanim Scepter now. Oh my goodness. How much money... Hang on a sec. He's 700 gold away from Ag's Synth, plus buyback. Already has the Moon Shard eaten up. So we're going to have some ghosts. We're going to have some ghosty dragons and ghosty bats flapping around.
I think the ghosts are actually quite important here, especially for the bat matter. We've seen a couple times that Cuckoo has died without getting his lasso off due to the silence of the Night Stalker. If you get him those extra 7 seconds, lasso's almost guaranteed, and it's not like you need to be alive after lasso has been used. 4 seconds, you know, you drag someone where they need to be dragged, and you're done. That's it. Aphotic Shield and the Night Stalker Crippling Fear has both stopped this potential lasso initiation from being too effective. I like this Ags pickup. And later I would like to see the same Ags on the DK as well. I think that would matter a lot if you can Ag Synth him. So you can get the 4th Dragon form.
Give me all the Ags.
Give me all the Ags. I love this new patch. Let's see. There's 5 heroes though waiting on the low ground for NIP, and I don't think they're going anywhere. They're hoping that TNC makes a small mistake, perhaps even push the Wraith King a bit too far off.
TNC need.
Let's think about it. Dark Ascension. What was the Dark Ascension for? Just to go to the bottom lane and take the tier 3? Okay. Dark Ascension just scaring them away. For now, the lack of vision from nighttime is also quite important here from Dark Ascension, but they're still not fighting them. They're still economic on units.
Oh, it's Lycan stuck.
Almost alone took those racks.
I'm just looking at AU and Tim's. Their positioning is so deep. They are waiting and biding their time. They do not want to get jumped. TNC. TNC are holding.
They are, but they almost lost the melee racks there. You know, if you get him next time at just half HP, 3/4, whatever, you get them next time. Right? It's just another attempt like that. Dark Ascension having to be used just for the vision change and potential threat. 3/3 can
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Is, you know, a bit of a waste to some degree. I guess you just can't use it though effectively.
If NIP committed, I'm wondering if NIP didn't have the buyback cooldowns noted down. Like, it's getting close, right? You know, 1 minute, 30 seconds, 20 seconds. Can be difficult to judge or gauge in the heat of the moment. Maybe they felt that the buybacks were just too close there for TNC, and they'd rather fight on some more even footing. But maybe. TNC now have, like, all their buybacks ready. Just need a bit more money on Armel's Dragon Knight, and he's sorted. He's ready to go.
Maybe they weren't confident they could win despite not having buybacks, you know.
But the thing is, like they had Aegis and now it's expired. That was their time. Aegis is gone now.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point actually. They just kind of give up and think now is a split pushing tactic. Now is what we have to do. Distract. I mean, notice the distraction. It did Dark Ascension kind of in the middle part of this wall. Do you go through here and then into the middle lane, and you go through the bottom lane, try to take the tower, and you do a fair amount of damage. Ace can take the tower next time with a BKB, Scythe of Vice, allowing you to also have the kind of extra time without stuns on you. Maybe that's all you have left is NIP, honestly. You're close to getting level 25 on the supports. That's how long this game has gone. And like PPD almost has level 25. Jesus.
The difficulty here is NIP can't really split push it. Oh, Cuckoo nearly had him. Saxa blinks away in the nick of time. Like NIP, like NIP are split pushing reasonably well. You know, they're kind of pivoting from bot to mid, allowing top to push naturally. But it's scary split pushing into Batrider, into Earthshaker. You can get jumped at any given moment. And Gabby's just walking up high ground, wanders into the midst of NIP, trying to battle into the Leshrac, has the Abyssal Blade there and loses his first life, immediately reincarnates up. False Promise onto the Earthshaker now, has the Echo still. They need to heal up Tims. Fisher's there, he's dragged back as 3-3 falls. TNC holding their high ground. Ace did move in to try and clear up the barracks, but it's being glyphed up and saved. As the mid lane shoved by Fata, TP in from Cuckoo, looking for the Lesh. NIP bail away, so the catch is in the mid lane still. Saxa burrows back to safety. Tims jumping around like a madman, Yule's up into the air with Lotus Hope there. They will be able to turn it back around on the Sand King and find another kill. Saxa gone for 2 minutes, and TNC, they're running forward, aggressively looking for more plays. They're dropping the Sept in all chat now. Let's go!
They almost got this. I mean, they have no initiation now on IP. It's just a matter of perhaps getting the last kill, taking the objective that might make a difference, like the tier 3, so you can open up the map and take the shrines. Or maybe Ace, who's alone in the bottom lane. They catch him with a fissure. He thought to go for a cheeky split pushing play, but it's just not working out for him. Instead, he's only gonna meet with death.
And that's why split pushing is so hard, right? NIP, that's what they need to do. They've got Lesh pushing top and Ace pushing down bottom with a Lycan, but against a Bat, against this Wraith King who can jump you, Abyssal Blade you. So many ways to catch and kill. TNC, they are on the money right now. Only one lane of racks down. Roshan back up potentially in 20 seconds. TNC, they've maybe got this one.
Yeah, TNC are starting to push out the lane, shoving them out slowly but steadily. Now they're finally grouping up in the middle lane as much as they can. DK getting those trial boots from the shop. He's decided everyone needs trial boots at this point. It's 60 minutes in. You need to have the potential to just join your teammates. There's a creep alone, but DK can travel to it. And they go, trying to take the Aegis tier 3 first. This tower is clear to fall for the Wraith King. There's no buyback, or they don't want to use the buyback, sorry, on Ace right now. Might have to consider it. With a lack of Sanking though, you have no team fights. You don't really want to risk it too much. For now, the slow blink Cuckoo, or short blink by Cuckoo. Go for the middle lane now. And this would make it so that TNC have a superiority in terms of racks. Dragon Knight helping out now with his Dragon form and the ridiculous amount of attack speed. PPD, the only hero that can face him now. They get the line struck in. They manage to stun him out. Armel is tanking this damage perfectly. A nice burrow strike in the backlines though, stopping initiation from behind. And they separate the course from the supports. But Gabby's the only one taking damage. He still has a reincarnation. He managed to get the last one. Fada might just die here. Need a bit more damage. Fada is gone. And with this 3-3 still hunting down supports, manages to get the kill on the Earthshaker as it comes back in. Saksa in the backlines are not safe against Armel and Gabby, but he does burrow strike himself away. A shapeshift close to ending. They get the bash, which means Wraith King can't TP away. Gabby needs some more time so he can get a second reincarnation, but the damage is too good. Gabby will go down, even with the the ghost being alive here. Can't do much with it, and he's not going to reincarnate in time.
Both TNC heroes have buyback. NIP losing a full lane of racks bottom. Tier 3 mid. TNC really sticking it to them. And 1 minute 20 until Roshan respawns, so perfectly times with Wraith King's reincarnation as well. But NIP here, they need to force buybacks. That is objective number 1. Move towards the dire base, force buybacks, take another lane, try and close out this game one way or another. You've got the Lesh Edict explosions at level 25. You've got a level 25 Abaddon with the shield health up. Hell, is everyone level 25? No. There is one hero.
No.
One hit. Tim's. Sorry, two heroes.
AU as well.
AU also is level 24. They need to crack level 25. Let's get it done, TNC. NIP, move up onto high ground though. They are the ones pushing this advantage. Map advantage for them as Abaddon on the high ground alone, ditched by the rest of his team, has been left in an awkward position there, PPD.
That's a gem. That's actually pretty big. TNC just got a free gem there. That's map control for them as well. With Roshan spawning soon, that's actually quite important. And that's level 25 for our at least one of our supports. Tim. No, Tim's is still not there, but at least the Oracle makes it AU. Gets that 2 seconds false farmer's duration. Not a joke, actually. Pretty big level 25 for them. And now immediately they head towards the Roche. They know. At least they have slight advantage. They even get a lucky illusion rune to shove out the lanes. 6 seconds to this Roche come back. No, TNC, do not miss it. Oh, they will not know. They need the Oracle to check again. They thought they were unlucky. They can still do this. The Wolf will actually find it, so NIP will know the Roshan's up now. But TNC for now takes the Shrine, of course. First take the Shrine, stop the TP buybacks. And go for the tier 2 as well. Stop any potential NIP might have to combat this.
Both teams want to play with their buybacks at this point. Both teams want defender's advantage. They want to be able to buy back and TP to tier 3s, to tier 4s, shrines, wherever it may be, just get into the fight. But TNC have set up in Roshan now. They're looking for it. They actually start the fight with Roche. Net worth lead is meaningless right now. Initiation is everything. Vision is everything. Night Stalker pops his ulti for that exact reason. Shifts forward, 3-3. Tries to scout.
It's ready.
Anyone he can. Armel, you're right, does have that Ag synth. Now the big black dragon is going to come out to play.
So excited. That's the only thing I wanted this whole game. We have a black dragon ready.
Oh, Roche is dying so quickly. TNC can't get here fast enough. Roshan's going to die. Where is Tim's? They need the Blink Echo right now. Gabby's moving forward. Fata gets the Aegis. 3-3 is going to flap his wings, but it's daytime now, and they're going to catch PPD in the pit. Gabby and Armel, they'll herd him away. Fata turns with a nice 2-man stun. The burrow in the back, Sax is caught. That Cuckoo Batrider, and the cause at the front. Gabby's dying very quickly. Armel needs to pop his BKB as well. He's got Satanic to fall back on now, as Gabby's reincarnation will bring him back to the battlefield. But they're turning and running. TNC do not want to fight here. Ow, the Earthshaker's caught. Doesn't have the Echo. Has it now. Blink ready. Needs a target though with the lasso. Night Stalker caught. TNC have turned yet another fight with Sims finally getting in on them. The Echo Slam will secure a victory. TNC remove 2 of NIP. No buybacks on the Abaddon or the Sand King. Night Stalker has one, but you see the line drawn by 3-3, telling Ace to get into that dire base. Go for the base race. Just rush it.
Just okay. Rush it for TNC as well. This might be a base race as Ace tries to do the same, but it's just Ace against the whole team. What can you do, Little Lycan? He's gonna try and put the backdoor protections also his way. The creeps are coming in the top lane, but there's the illusion by Cuckoo. They distract almost all the creeps. A single creep goes away, but they can stop him now as the Ancient is about to fall. They managed to bring it down. The last track, Fata can't do anything, and TNC will concentrate on this throne. Goodbye, NIP. TNC take this game in a crazy comeback that manages to secure the first point of the series.
TNC! The game went on too late. 62 minutes. NIP didn't have it in them. They ran out of gas. 40 minutes in, 45 minutes in, you could feel that TNC knew how to bring it back. The pickoffs, the lane push, those Roshan team fights, absolutely pivotal.